Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. Today, we are going to be doing Pocket Pages, Project Life, however you want to say it, for week 17 of 2022. Obviously, I know we are way past week 17, but this is just kind of the rhythm that I'm at. So we are going to dive right into it. So the alphas that I chose to use are actually really old from Hobby Lobby. I don't know that they have them anymore. I was really struggling with just an alpha to use because I wanted it to have like that vintage look, like a lot of the colors in this photo or in these photos. And when I saw them, I was like, that's freaking perfect. Unfortunately, neither pack has a lot of ease. I think this was just another one of those lovely Hobby Lobby, let's just thwart everyone's plans kind of thing. And so I did have to dive into that second pack. So I really don't know how much longer those alphas are going to last me. I also struggled a lot with like the placement of where to put them. And I do end up settling on placement above the quote. I don't know like how off camera, because I was like working really close to it, so it was really low on the camera, so I'm sorry about that. But yes, that is like relatively the placement where I'm putting them now that they stay. And then as far as all the labels, of course you guys know by now, if you've been hanging out for a minute, that I went ham on the Studio Calico birthday sale, and so I have a ton of labels that I'm basically never going to run out of labels is the way I see it at this point. I still have a ton to still cut down from that haul as well. But yes, so all the labels are going to come from that, except for I am going to put kind of like a tab type of label on the photo of Binks looking out the window at traffic. It's rare that I lift that blind all the way up, but she does love to watch traffic and watch things. So anytime I kind of fiddle with the blinds or windows, she's very intrigued. So I try to let her have that opportunity because it's not hurting anybody. So I just snapped that photo, but the little tab that I put in there along with any of the die cuts, like the ones I'm playing with now, are actually from a really old Citrus Twist. I really did try to dive into my stash a little bit. The asterisks that I'm going to use, they're like a hard, they're more enamel than they are puffy. I don't know that I would have bravely stapled through them. They haven't come on screen yet, so don't think you're not seeing something. But I'm going to use some asterisks later in this spread, and they are from LE Studios. And then, of course, I'm going to have to festoon some glitter stars everywhere. I do dive in and use some alphas from Citrus Twist. I really need to do a reorder of that particular alpha, and maybe a couple other Citrus Twist items. It's probably like a once a year little grab that I try to do from Citrus Twist, because I do tend to grab a lot when I order from them, because that sounds really bad. It's that there isn't a lot, and it's usually embellishments and alphas that I'm getting. So I don't go through them quite as quickly. As far as the currently card, I did talk about this with week 16. Those are from RU Kristen, Awesome Ladies Project, Crafty Ass Female, Kristen, Tweedell, basically. You can get them on the Awesome Ladies Project, and you can also order them pre-made. You can order a stamp set. There's lots of ways to get that card. I love printing out the freebies and cutting them down and having them in my planner so that on Monday I just grab for one. Another thing that I did try this year was just so that I was at least playing in my Hobonichi on a weekly basis. My Hobonichi 5-year, that is. I was doing my currently listen there, so a lot will be in there, and I really want to be more diligent about that in 2023, because I think it's a nice little snapshot to have in there, especially considering I'm always behind in Hobonichi 5-year, and there's a lot of gaps. So let's talk a little bit about what is going on in this particular spread and kind of what week 17 spreads are going to look like. So we're going to have this full pocket page spread, and then we're going to have two half ones, but I did them at the same time. You'll understand when we get farther into the video. I basically did them side by side, and then you're like, well, why didn't you just do a whole nother spread like this one? Well, you see, then it would have left the whole backside of that pocket page blank because I had already done week 18 in another album and with Nellie and Clem Kids. So because of that, I kind of had to be a little strategic at the end point. This is also why I don't tend to jump ahead in Project Life. I tend to just, even though it means being behind, continue chronologically. The reason I did 18 was because a lot of the Nellie and Clem product that I had matched what happened in week 18, and it was perfect. And there was also a challenge that was happening. I don't remember what the prize was. I did not win, but it was to use the printable kits that she has, and specifically use the National Scrapbook Day kit that she had released for free. I think it was like shop credit or something that was the prize. But I had so many spreads, and so you can check out that video over on the channel. It's already posted. But I did that earlier in the year, and due to the way that those weeks butted up to each other, I had to be a little crafty about how to finish out week 17. So I just kind of have that. I think it's Design H page that we'll do here in a second. You'll understand a little bit more of what I'm talking about. So week 17 was pretty chill. Jeff and I were just hanging out, and that photo of Banks kind of laying next to his leg is one for the books, let me tell you, because they have an interesting relationship all their own that's of course flourished over time, but that was probably like the first time that she just got up there, laid out next to him without coercion. So it was definitely worth snapping a photo of, and I was super happy to put that in there. I love having that currently list there because it does kind of give me an idea of what's going on at that time. So I was working on Snow Buffet layout so that I could have them for the releases on week 18. I was budgeting and planning for May, it looks like, and feeling really unorganized. I was watching American Crime Story Impeachment. So it's really interesting to have those little journaling cards in there because then I don't feel the need to over journal anywhere else. So the picture of what looks like a stuffed animal and Harvey, which is the bunny. Mary Moo is the giant stuffed animal. She's a giant cow. I mean, she's huge. She's probably like a good 3-4 feet. And we've had her for a really long time. Mom lets her live on one of the couches, and she's just super comfortable there. She's had feather boas around her. She's had Christmas lights in the boa before. There's a whole lot that's gone on with that. However, Harvey destroyed her, and I'm not really entirely sure if it was just like his paws and his nails or if there was nibbling involved. We're not really sure. But he basically destroyed her beyond repair. So I just popped that little stamp on there that said, "Oh my." I do use StazOn ink if I stamp directly on a photo. And if you were watching, then you saw me really kind of fuss and fight with the one in the bottom right-hand corner that says bummed and disappointed. I'm also bummed and disappointed because when I was cleaning up, I cannot find my bummed, or there was another one, I think heartbroken stamp. I don't know. I need to take a secondary look around and see if maybe, that's just kind of part and parcel with small clear stamps that some go missing, but hopefully I didn't trash it, and I'm hoping it didn't go down the drain or anything weird. But I need to take a second look because I am now bummed and disappointed that my stamps are missing. Anyway, at least it's just, some typing, and technically I could type that onto a photo if I need to, and I just kind of have to be okay with it. As far as, again, I kind of went through what Banks is doing. The little plate that's got the Uncrustable and the what look like Cheetos, they're actually Hippies. They are kind of they're Cheetos made with chickpeas, which I don't know, maybe to you that sounds really delicious. I was obsessed with the Nacho Vibes ones. At the time, I probably should have put that on my loving list instead of the Chex Mix Muddy Buddies, but I was obsessed with those two. So I had all these Uncrustables kind of left over because I had purchased them when I thought I was going to have jury duty, and then I ended up not having to go in at all. And like I said, I purchased them with the intent to like pack kind of like an easy lunch every day and have something that wasn't perishable necessarily, that would thaw out and that I could snack on if I had to go for jury duty. So I kind of decided that I was going to have one and just start plowing through them. And then as far as that last bottom right-hand corner card, so I was bummed and disappointed because I went to finally purchase my marathon tickets, and to my shock and surprise, they were sold out. I talked a little bit about this last Sunday because we were talking about prepping and all of that and why I was running long distances or longer distances. I was very bummed and disappointed because it was kind of like the perfect year if I was going to do it. It was going to be a Sunday race. It was going to be on an important day for me and my family. The 8th is a big day for us. So I just really wanted to run it and be there at that time, and it didn't work out that way. It's an anniversary year, so I think that's what a friend of mine who runs the marathons, she thinks that's really the majority of the reason that it sold out. She said she'd never seen it do that quickly. So it was quite a bummer, but I kind of had to just get over it because there was nothing else to be done about it. So yeah, there's that. And as far as where all the cards came from, all of the cards except for that blue memory number 1 and 2 card are from Studio Calico. The blue one is actually from, I want to say, In a Creative Bubble. That sounds accurate. I'm going to go with it. I'm pretty sure it was In a Creative Bubble. So before I wrap this up and head over to the other spreads, I just want to do a couple housekeeping things and talk about things that are coming up. Obviously, Wednesday is going to be a planner video, so it's going to be the plan with me that is in progress right now. Well, today is the last day of the plan with me anyway. And then I am right now debacling between whether it's going to be week 19? Yes, week 19. That's going to post next Sunday, or if I'm going to do a flip. And a lot of that is just dependent on polls and questions and things. So definitely let me know down in the comments below what you're thinking. Would you rather see a album flip, which would be this album actually? This is the last week to go into this album. Or would you rather see a process video for week 19? So let me know in the comments below. Again, I'm going to kind of put it to poll and question on Instagram and here and just kind of see what you guys are thinking. If it doesn't end up posting, it will go into kind of the live stream list. So I'm still trying to figure out what paper crafting videos I'm going to live stream and how that's going to look. It can either be 2 process videos or it can be 1 flip and 1 process. So please let me know what your thoughts are on that. And then of course we'll have the December plan with me set up. From that point, I'm already looking at December and trying to iron out what videos are going to go where. And I'm really excited that I'm kind of ahead again as of this video, which is great. For just my anxiety. And it's actually, I'm doing the voiceover and filming this over a long weekend. So I'm hopefully going to be even farther ahead. So as a reminder, again, I'm going to be doing live streams every Wednesday in December. And this does not take the place of the normal planner video upload, which is really exciting. So you're basically going to get a video every Wednesday and you're going to get the opportunity to live stream. This is kind of the beginning of something. So there will be many more live streams to come if you don't have the chance to hop on. I may take a little break in January and maybe come back in February. We'll just see how things go. Not trying to count those chickens before they hatch for sure. But I hope that you will join us. It will most likely be at 6 p.m. Eastern time all of those Wednesdays because I need to give myself time to get home from work if I'm at the office and get settled and grab a snack maybe to have with you guys. So I look forward to seeing you. If there's anything in particular that you want to see on the live stream, let me know. But otherwise, I've got it roughly planned out, and I'm going to pull a couple things, like I said, to iron out the little details left to go. So now let's talk about these spreads. So all of the cards are printables, and all of them are from Studio Calico. So that's super easy. Again, all the labels, which I don't think there's a lot of labels, actually. I think it's just the today. I'm going to do a for the record on the Subway sandwich. As far as die cuts go, I did make the little April one that's on that lovely kind of nature photo. And then the It's a New Day one that I'm going to pop onto the card I'm working on now is actually a printable from a printable kit with Studio Calico. So again, just diving into that stash and making good use of it for sure. I think that's been the nicest thing about having printables is I don't get really finicky. And I've talked about this before where it's okay if I mess up a card. I don't get as in the weeds about it. And it is kind of difficult to use some of the journaling printable cards because if it's colored, sometimes my pen doesn't like the coating of the color. And that just might be a printer situation, printer and ink situation. I print them at work, so it is what it is. But super simple. The puffy chipboard pieces. I was like, what is that? It's a chipboard piece. The chipboard pieces are all from Citrus Twist. They're just from my stash. Again, lots of destashing. Any of the puffy pieces that I'm going to use after this are from LA Studios. Again, trying to stash bash a little bit. And then I'm going to throw on some glitter stars because why not? I was super happy that I got to knock out all of those chipboard hearts because I really wanted them to match, and I just thought it was ironic that they looked really good on both cards. So it was a way for me to get them all out and not have to worry about kind of like rule of three later down the road. So that was really like nice. So the beginning, we'll just start at the top, I guess. And this is where I was saying that I'm going to do two spreads at once kind of thing because the one on the left is the front of that Design H pocket protector, and then obviously the one on the left is going to be the back side so that the album irons out without any blank pocket pages. So the top row is actually my Thursday 3. It's rare that I get to snap that and that I get it when I want it. And that was actually a really good week to do it. The funny part is I have zero makeup on, but I was dressed up nonetheless, which was really nice. I was looking into cash envelope systems and exploring options for 2023. I'm very excited to show you guys my cash envelope system and how we're going to kind of kick this off. So that's another exciting thing to look at. The middle row is me talking about spring cleaning, and I had dusted the bedroom and like wiped down everything really, really well. And, that just felt really nice to have like a very crisp, clean new bedroom. So I had to snap a photo of that. The bottom picture is actually the property in Monroe that my boyfriend has and is planning on building on next year, hopefully, if things, God willing. So I snapped a photo of that and then put that little April die cut just so that there was something on the card. And I knew this was kind of the last couple days of April. So I thought that was really nice to just include. And then the filler card said, "Things are what you make of them." And I was really struggling quite a bit that weekend because number one, I struggle a lot with this situation with the property. It's kind of a love-hate thing. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'm very excited for him. But obviously there's a lot of logistical concerns and things going on behind the scenes with that property. Not the property itself, just the building and the living side of that when we get to that and all the things. So I was just definitely in my feelings, and I think I was still kind of obviously residually bummed about the marathon. So my mental headspace was not super great. And I talk about that over on the right-hand spread. So the picture of the Subway sandwich, I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, basically, between his current residence in New Bern, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from my apartment, and trying to feed the cat and trying to study. And I was also trying to work on obviously YouTube content in the middle of this. So I was just feeling like butter scraped over too much bread. It was just too much. And I was very overwhelmed. So I grabbed a Subway sandwich because I hadn't eaten breakfast or really lunch, and I was starving, and there was a Subway like relatively close on the path that I was driving. So I just stopped, ate the sandwich in the car, and continued on. That middle spread on the right-hand side is me kind of just quickly doing a dash border around the plate, which is always a way to just kind of dress up a photo a little bit. I kind of grabbed that from Dearly D and Leilani Scraps. If you follow either of them, you'll know all about that. Be careful with what pen you use and making sure that you leave room for any inks to dry, because if not, you're going to get a lovely schmear. I think it also matters what kind of photo paper you use. I've heard that a lot. But that Currently card, I was just talking about kind of prioritizing a little bit better and how to just focus on my mental health as well. And then that bottom card, the weekend plans and what really happened, was very indicative of the situation. I did get some things knocked out, but it definitely wasn't the weekend that I planned. Sorry, this sounds like a bummer of a video, but it was just not, it was just not a very full and highlighted filled week. Obviously, I got a Thursday 3 in, so I can't be all the way mad, and there's some cute cat photos. But I hope you guys enjoy the slow flip. Don't forget to comment on what you guys want to see in the live streams, what you're thinking, and to make sure to involve yourself in the Instagram polls too. Thanks so much, everybody. And until next time, enjoy creating your own Wonderland. And I look forward to seeing you guys all in the live streams in November. It's right around the corner. Thanks so much as always, and I appreciate you. Bye.